DeFi Kingdoms, where you can summon heroes, trade with other players, quest, and fight challenging enemies in a fantasy world brought to life in pixel art animation. Command your legion, claim your legacy.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to this week's AMA with DeFi Kingdoms. Lovely, as always, to be here with all of you fine folks. We will, as tradition dictates, start off with a couple of quick updates and then roll into some questions, but make sure that you stay tuned because we might just share something today. But first, Hubert, how are you doing today?
Hey, everyone. Yeah, I guess a mixed bag, good and bad. I finished the final book that is out of Dungeon Crawler Carl, which was great, and now I'm sad because there's not another one until May, and then there probably won't be another one after that until like 2 or 3 years later, which is just sad to think about. I very much enjoyed just being able to go to the next one, to the next one, to the next one, and I hate waiting. I'm going to forget everything. So that happened, and also we've had zero precipitation still here in Utah, so it's going to be a very wonderful season this summer of wildfires everywhere and drought and just everything bad. So that's good. But yeah, how are you doing?
I am doing all right. I can commiserate with the sadness of finishing a good series. I'm still in the midst of one myself at the moment, but that was part of my inspiration to wait on Dungeon Crawler Carl, was to let that book come out. But opposite problem, we not only have had a bunch of precipitation, but we had freaking snow, and that's not a thing for my life. And to be clear, this is Florida snow. It's still not real snow. It's flurries and it doesn't like manage to stick to the ground, but it was so cold. And there were sustained flurries of snow in Florida, and I'm just not okay with that. So opposite problem, but it is starting to warm back up a little bit again. I think last Saturday was probably the worst of it, but it got down to like the teens, and then there's a double-digit wind chill, so the like effective temperature was in single digits.
Wow, that's very, very cold. I was gonna make some joke. Well, it's 31 degrees. It's like, no, actually single digits. Okay, that's serious.
Yeah. We had at least that I saw as low as a feels like 8 degrees with 31 mile an hour wind gusts. And it was quite cold. We don't own clothing for that.
Yeah, I guess from what I've read, the polar vortex is kind of collapsing in the moment, and so there's a bunch of cold fronts going places they don't usually go, and somehow Utah just is missing all of that, and we're getting the opposite effect of it being just very warm, and can kind of go outside in short sleeves a lot of the time and be all right. It gets a little cold some days, but it's really not cold at all.
Yeah, it's quite odd that Florida is the cold place. We aren't used to that. Winston, how are you doing? And tell us about this tournament.
Hey, Bolon, I'm good. I live in the kind of the same area as Hubert, so I'm experiencing the same challenges and enjoyments with weather. One thing I'm surprised he didn't mention is that whenever we don't get any weather for more than like 10 days, just a cloud of filthy air settles, like that doesn't blow out, it doesn't go anywhere. There's like,
it's like 3 days, man. It just gets worse after that. Every day is worse than the previous day.
Yeah, it becomes noticeable after 3 or 4 days. But yeah, it is pretty brutal. Inversion is what they call it, and it's awful, man. It's hard to explain, but like a couple times a year we have the worst air like in the world, I think. Definitely in the country, but sometimes we like rival the really bad spots in China where there's tons of, they have it like that. They're like that 364 days a year, but like a couple
China's
days out of the
actually,
year.
you need to say India now. China's
Oh,
been
they're falling behind.
intelligent with their stuff, and they use a lot of more renewable energy in the past 10 years, and actually their pollution problems have been quite better. I wouldn't say gone, but better.
You working for China now, or?
No, I'm just very irritated at the state of whatever.
All right. Well, thanks for keeping me honest. I'll just say Asia from now on. Some of I feel like that's where some of the worst areas, but we match up with that a couple times a year, and yeah, it's just wacky. But I will say the warmth has been nice. Like you can see, I'm just cruising around in short sleeves, like short sleeves, and it's pretty delightful in that regard. Like when the air is clean. But it's sort of like I don't know if everybody notices it, but when I go outside and I can't see any mountains in any direction, that's a little off-putting because they're there. They're just like hidden by a cloud of smog. And dude, and it's so frustrating because as an industrial place, we're like fairly industrial, and so the government, instead of like putting regulation on industry, they try to like talk everyone into driving less. So it's like industry makes up like 55% and driving makes up like 50%. So by everyone driving less, it certainly lessens the amount of inversion. But like, does everybody have to like drive less? Can't these industries just be a little cleaner, or figure out a way to not make so much? I don't know. It's like, 3 million people have to change their whole lives when it's like, 5 companies are
They
pumping
did
out
buy
the same
out
amount.
U.S. Magnesium recently, though, which was one of the bigger polluters, and I think they're just shutting it all down. And also, it was a big contributor to evaporation of the Salt Lake. But there's still more problems, and also at the same
Always
time
more
they're
problems.
now trying to get rid of bike paths on the downtown streets and replace them with more lanes for cars as well. So balancing out the good with the bad.
Yeah, I don't know why. I don't feel like maybe we shouldn't talk about anything too local to our community like this, but it doesn't feel like we need more cars downtown. There's already like fucking nowhere to park. Anyway, so we've got a tournament going today. It's full. Oh, I gotta click over here. It's full, so you can go vote on it now. Broken Heart against this is gonna be Okul. And then we got Sign Andres against Ibla, and Level Up, who is Spassvogel against B-Boy Nomad, one of our newish comers, are coming back and jumping into PvP. And then DFT and Mellow Fellow down here. So I'm really excited to see all of these big hitter players coming through, and then also some new players and some medium new players. Like Sign is like not new, but he's I feel like he got into the game for PvP a little bit. It seemed like he jumped in really quick, and it's been exciting to watch his journey through it. So these guys all have pretty good teams. I feel like I fought all of them a couple of times. I don't know that we should spend a lot of time going through each one beyond just kind of like, a peek. Like you can sort of see a very fancy amulet here. Got the what's this one called? The Dark Summoner suit. Pretty cool. I like that. Also, I think some of these heroes have pretty decent traits as well. Let's see. Second Wind, and then I think this one might have the Second Life. Actually, yeah, Second Life and Efficient. So this dude's going to be working hard. It's a wizard. You know how they are. They can sometimes win it, and then sometimes not. So. Yeah, but a lot of great teams. Make sure to get in there and vote. Also, I don't want to forget to mention that I'm going to be fighting Spassvogel Level Up after this. So 525 Jewel there. Make sure you go and vote. You guys are dicks. Make sure you go and vote. And yeah, 1 hour 17 minutes from now. So it'll be after the AMA. This weekend I'm going to Lava Hot Springs, but we're driving the car. We're not taking the RV, and it's their fire and ice, it's like I think they call it a festival, but there ain't gonna be more than like 50 or 100 people there. But I guess you like jump in the river and then get out and run down and jump into a hot spring or something. There's a bunch of stuff there, so it's gonna be fun. I'm
That
hoping.
seems a lot more effective if it was as cold as it's supposed to be for you at this time of the year.
Yeah, I don't know. It's so I've been up there a couple times this year, or well, I guess end of last year, and
Now it's just a pleasant dip.
well, dude, it was fucking cold one of the times we went. Like, it was really cold. It was, like, hard to even, like, cruise around, just, like, walk around on the city strip thing, just because it was, like, the wind starts blowing down that one. I mean, it's, like, three or four blocks or something, but just a straight line, and the wind starts blowing down that thing, and it sucks, dude. Idaho gets a lot more precipitation than we do. Like, they don't even, I don't know how much they even need to worry about it, if I'm being honest. I think that they're in much better shape as far as water goes. But yeah, make sure you get over and vote on these. There's not a lot of time left. And yeah, I think that's pretty much it for me, Bolon. Yeah, 1 minute to vote. Yeah, I'll fire it back over to you.
Nice. 1 minute to vote. Let's go. All right. Meanwhile, we will start with some questions as well as we get these fights started. Real quick, though, I do want to just say hello, everyone in the audience. Chat's been popping off, and it's lovely to see all of you. All right. Hubert, first question goes to you. Any chance that when we are shopping for equipment, we could see how much of that piece of equipment we have in our inventory already? So, for example, if I'm looking at a gore blade, I can see how many gore blades I already own.
That's not a bad idea. I think that's just something that needs to go onto the zip quality of life list somewhere. But I think that it would be useful information to have, both in like the hero market or the equipment marketplace and the equipment vendor as well, I would think.
Nice. Very nice. This next question, which devs love Iceland? That would be at least me. I am obsessed with Iceland. I don't know if there was more to this question, if there was any follow-up to this question, but anytime you want to talk about Iceland, I am more than happy to do so because I really love Iceland.
I think Wayu asked it. Wayu, am I saying it right? I think he
did
asked
ask
it
it.
because he's planning to move there or something in the next
Okay.
month
Well,
or two.
now he's being mean about me not being a dev, so
Right.
I don't want to talk to him anymore.
Wow. Oh, I've never been to Iceland, but I do love it as far as its appearance in Death Stranding 1, aka America. But it's Iceland, and Secret Life of Walter Mitty was also pretty neat, and I think there's been a couple other movies. Plus, Bjork has some pretty cool songs that I like a lot. So that's all I got.
I'm getting shredded in the chat over here, but I've been to Iceland twice actually so far in my life, and I absolutely love it there. If I had any kind of skill set that they were interested in and would allow me to live there, I would absolutely love to live in Iceland. But they are pretty protective because it's a pretty small island and there's only so many jobs. And so if they have non-natives working those jobs, they would like them to be, jobs that they can't fill with natives. So if you are moving there, kudos. And I am incredibly jealous. And yes, Iceland is the green one. But also it's still super cold and icy too, just less cold and icy than Greenland, which is
a lot more volcanic activity.
Yes. Yeah, that too. But
like 98% geothermal power there. It's very nice.
Yeah. And I mean, they have like pools and like public pools and like public like hot tubs are a big thing, and they're all geothermal for the most part. If you ever go to Iceland, go to the public pools, go to the geothermal springs. I actually like there's a really like popular tourist destination that's called Blue Lagoon. I haven't been there because I refuse to go, but it's not natural. It's a man-made spring and it uses the runoff from the geothermal plant. And I just don't get it. Like there's so many natural hot springs. Why would you go to the man-made one? So I went to the natural ones. But for those of you that choose to go to the man-made one, hey, everybody has their preferences. But highly recommend Iceland. It's absolutely beautiful.
Crazy we got Bill on flexing on people who just like want to go stand in a hot pool. And he's just going real hard on them.
I support you going and standing in a hot pool, but just go stand in one of the ones that nature made.
I don't know, man. Sometimes you just want like a parking. Have you ever gone to like a real hot spring like that? Or not? I shouldn't say real. Excuse me. I mean like a professional built one.
Oh, also yes, in
Yeah,
places that did not have natural ones.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's nice to like have a place to, you know, hang up your towel, and you know, if it gets cold, you can go inside, or maybe they have a vending machine or something. You can get a soda or a water. I think the natural ones are very cool, but I think I don't really like your dismissive and you know, raising your nose attitude at professionally
Listen,
run
I
hot
want
springs.
to wander through some woods, maybe get a tick, and then just stumble upon this pool of hot water. Okay, that's the dream.
I don't. None of. I mean, it's.
What was that
You
movie
didn't
with
have to say
volcanoes
anything about a
erupting?
tick. You didn't even have to say that at all.
Some of
But
those pools in the middle of forest can be like extremely deadly hot if you just jump into them. But
That is
well,
also true.
dude,
Yeah. That is also true.
there's this one next to, so the RV park that we stay at is also a hotel, and we're staying at the hotel this time. But next to it is a natural hot spring. That's, I mean, it's kind of man-made because like people redirect the water a little bit, and they put rocks in to sort of keep the water hot and moving and shit. But when you get into it, I think I might have mentioned this like a few AMAs ago, but it's attached to the river, so it's fresh, cold river water, and then they're sort of piping in the sulfury water from a hot spring that's sort of next door. And the top of the water is scorching hot, and the bottom is like river ass cold. And so it's like you stand in it up to your knees and your ankles are freezing. And then you could swear that the skin, like the behind your knees, you know, your knee pit is being burned, right? Like it's like that. It's bizarre. And so you're supposed to like sit down, and then you have to mix it manually, because it's like the two, like you can see where the two of them are coming together, where the hot and the cold mix. And it just like, you have to like put your hand into it and like splash it around and move it, or it is ice cold and fireball hot at the same
That's
time.
actually pretty interesting. I'm not gonna
It
lie.
is
I would for
totally
sure
bizarre.
do that. Well, anyway, if anybody
This is
is
Wayu's fault, by the way.
what's that?
This is Wayu's fault, by the way.
It is Wayu's fault. And if anybody would like to talk more about Iceland, I am always down. Hubert, question for you that we
Sorry, I want really quick to interrupt. If anyone wants to talk about Idaho, I'm just, you know, throw it in the thing and we'll talk about Idaho too. So Iceland is fine. Idaho's right here though. I can go there anytime I want.
so many potatoes. Hubert, question for you. I think we've talked about this before, but any thoughts on an invisible Visi where it doesn't actually add anything to the appearance, but rather takes away to hide like accessories such as boar masks or the birthday heads, which I don't know why you would ever want to hide those, or you know, back appendages or whatever else.
Yeah, so I mean, I do like that idea. I think we have talked about that before. It's just kind of one of those lower priority things. I think with accessories, now that you can turn normal equipment into visages, there are a few things like the rings that don't really have much of an appearance on your hero, that would essentially work in that way, at least for accessories, but we don't have one for weapons or for armor where you could see like the class of the hero instead of the armor they have on. So you know, that's something that could be added, and I don't think it's a bad idea, but we haven't done that and probably won't prioritize that for a bit.
Nice. I think that makes sense, and yeah, having the ability to make your own visages opens some doors there. Voting system update, honestly, pretty much the same as the last update. It still needs some front end love, and we have not yet had a chance to allocate the resources to that. But it is definitely not forgotten. It's on the list. It's on the priority list. Hubert, jumping back over to you. Do we anticipate releasing Ragnarok in the Sundered Isles or Crystal Vale?
You know, it doesn't necessarily need to be any of those. It could be, but it also is standalone enough that it doesn't necessarily require being connected to the same infrastructure of everything else, because you're not using your own heroes, nor your own equipment, or really any of your own resources. So it, you know, not really necessary, but it could. So we'll see.
Nice. Very nice. Thank you, Hubert. Quick question from chat. Any time frame on bridging heroes from Sarandale?
I don't understand what that means. You can.
Go ahead. Sorry.
I mean, you can bridge from Sarandale.
Yeah, currently.
Oh, how long do? Oh, I see. The question's right there.
Sorry.
It's from Styx. I mean, I guess indefinitely, as long as both chains are active, and
we don't plan
layer
on
0 doesn't go offline. As long as any of those things don't happen, I think you have that much time.
Yeah, no plans to shut off the bridge as it currently stands.
Don't forget that someday, the sun will explode.
That is also true.
So if we haven't fled the solar system by then, will not be able to bridge your heroes after that.
The inevitable heat death of the universe. Hubert, although I'm sure your previous answer has led to more questions, I'm not going to ask those yet. But do you have any insight currently that you could share on Season 2 tournament structure? Any thoughts on, like, would it be worth enchanting current equipment? Any anticipation of a new level of equipment, etc.?
Yeah, no, I mean, we really haven't been prioritizing the second season of tournaments. So it's kind of hard to say. I would be surprised if we had increased the level cap before that happened. So if you are holding off on enchanting equipment, I guess, you know, it's always possible that there will be more equipment out there. It's always possible that, you know, there will be, you know, level 15 or 20, or closer to level 15 or 20 equipment that you would maybe have. But I think I'd still like to do the lower level fights as well still. So I think there would still be value in having enchanted equipment. So I guess that's as much as I can say. But yeah, it really isn't a priority, and won't happen in the short term. So you know, if you do want to enchant equipment, I think you should. I think there will be more dust out there by the time that's ready. So,
and then you can dust that enchanted equipment.
Yeah.
Bonus question here. What about Workhorse? Any new codex for the far future he could tease? Any updates on that front that you could share, Hubert?
Yeah, unfortunately, there really hasn't been much work going on new codexes at the moment. You know, since we've had to like go to basically volunteer hours, Workhorse had to you know, focus on other work so that he could keep his family, everything going with him. So like he's still in contact with me and whatnot. And I think, if things were to turn around, he would be willing to keep working on those things. But at the moment, that's kind of been on pause. But we also do have like 6 classes of codexes that could be implemented before we would be in need. So I think, it's not like an urgent need, but I do understand the desire to see what's coming and to theory craft all the future stuff. And, I would like that to be more progressing, but unfortunately at the moment it is not.
Yeah. First priority is immediate future. Winston, I had made a promise, and Germ Curry has made it happen. Between this first round of matches and the next round, we need to take a look at DFK player tools.
Righto, yeah. I must have closed it, but I did have it open earlier.
Well, he also tried to call us off for a minute, but we're back on. So I was seeing how that situation played out, but we're back on. So between rounds, we'll take a look at that. Let's see, a couple of quick random questions from chat that I'm going to grab, because why not? We're right here. Hubert, any thought on ever having training quests for non-lesser crystals? So I guess regular or greater.
I mean, no. You can upgrade those lesser crystals to those higher level ones if you wanted to. There's a happy little path for you to do that. So I guess there are for those, actually, if you think about it.
I like it. Any immediate reaction to the thought of level 15 weapon drops in a Void Shard gated hunt? Obviously not today, but just in general.
Yeah, I mean, I could see that happening, and I think Void Shard gated hunt stuff would be where like the highest likelihood to see higher level equipment besides like a next season of tournaments. So I'd say pretty high likelihood of something like that.
Nice. Let's see. This next question, Hubert, do you want to do this now? Do you want to wait a little bit longer? How are you feeling? Do you want to do show and tell?
We could. I don't know if we want to do it like last and skip it till then. So it's like make people hang on their edges of the seats and stuff.
Yeah, I think that is the right answer. I think we make them wait.
Ha.
I got Germ's thing up here if you want to talk about that a little bit. Go on.
Yeah, let's take a look. So, for those of you who have not checked out Germ Curry's website, dfkplayertools.com, you should. But one of the newest pieces of this website is this like match viewer style. So let's see. You can see here, in this match, which is the Superb Owl. Sorry, I had to catch it before I said Super Bowl. Listen, the Super Bowl's in 2 days. Okay, I don't even care about it, but it's still just like I'm still an American. Anyway,
we're all gonna let it
slide. Superb Owl versus Ibla, and then it just kind of gives you a rundown of their team makeup here, so you can see their hero details, class, HP, MP, total stats, trait score. You can see what their traits actually are, which are also color coded, so you can quickly see at a glance any kind of advanced or above. Excuse me. And then it also overviews equipment and pets as well. So you can get a really good view of your opponent or the match as a whole. So, if you are Superb Owl, aka O'Cool, and you're getting ready to play Ibla, you can pull this up to kind of get an idea of what that match looks like. and what your opponent's bringing to the table. But also, if you are a voter, if you're a spectator, and you're getting ready to decide who you want to put your influence on, you can pull this up to see that side-by-side comparison of the two fighters to help make the decision of who you want to put your influence on. So all in all, like, I'm super excited about this. I think it's a really, really cool tool. Honestly, I've kind of been waiting for somebody to build something like this since PvP launched, because it just goes hand in hand so nicely. So huge shout out to Germ Curry for being the one to pull it together. I love the color coding on like the traits and everything. Thank you for not including subclass currently. We can add that once it's relevant. But yeah, I think this is super cool. And like I said, I think it's really beneficial for both those fighting and those looking to vote on the fights as well.
Oops, sorry about that. I hit a button on my mouse on accident. Now it's broken.
Yeah, don't be breaking it.
Yeah. It's just this website, man. This website sucks, dude. It's not very good at doing anything. So that was me. I wanted to just add on, Superb Owl the whole time. It's always been Superb Owl. I wanted to add on that since the dawn of time, the dawn of PvP, we've heard that this is kind of like, oh, this is really kind of hard to look at because you have to like, through each thing one at a time, and if you want to see what they've got here, and now this is all for both teams, so you don't even have to click through one or the other team, and you can see stuff really quickly. Also, there's stuff you can see on here that you actually can't see on the screen, so you can't see their pet at this point. So there's a touch of extra information here, like we know what these pets do and all that good stuff. So pretty useful if you're planning to fight an opponent, or like Balon said, or if you're planning to vote and trying to pick somebody else.
And then he also has the leaderboard as well, right?
Yeah, you want me to go there?
Yeah, why not? We're here. Let's take a little tour. So yeah, we also have the leaderboard here for hunters as well as for PvPers. And patrollers as well. So there's a lot of really cool info lurking on this site. Look at Ebla at most tournament wins on level 10. Ebla,
He's tied. I mean,
Ebla, you can't bash level 10 anymore. You're at the top of the leaderboard.
Also, I believe that, that's literally what we were looking at here a second ago, was these two are going to fight. And so it's not going to be, they're not both going to make it to 4,
Yep, this
so
is a tiebreaker.
actually, I think O'Cool may have won 1 or 2 tournaments today already, so he's going to be up, but they both can't get this tournament point. So yeah, pretty slick. There's also a level 20 tournament board, so we do have a leaderboard thing for that as well. So each Max and O'Cool will each get 60 jewel per win, so they both get that. We'll definitely have a few more, like the weekends are level 20 focused. So thanks for giving me a second there, Bolon. I'm trying to, oh yeah, that's right, I put it up here. Back to you. Thanks.
Absolutely. And yeah, shout out Germ Curry. The site has been coming together so nicely, and it's such a cool tool for people to take advantage of. That, holy crap, can't speak. So kudos, Germ Curry, and we appreciate you. But yeah, so we are going to do some show and tell at the end, because that's more fun. So make sure you stay tuned, and we'll maybe show you something cool. In the meantime, I am actually going to answer a few questions, and then we'll mix it up and go back to other people. This first one, when Tesseract deployment on DFK Chain? Thank you, TuneFed, and who else was in there? Was it MellowFellow that was in there on Twitter? I think it might have been, but there's some activity on Twitter regarding Tesseract and their deployment on another L1, and it was Kurt. That's right. Thank you, TuneFed and Kurt. So we will make contact with Tesseract and see what we can get done. I can't answer when yet, but we did see all of that on Twitter and are getting active on it. Mellow Fellow, that is a really good point. We will check out MellowDFK as well. I don't think we've done that one during an AMA yet, so we'll make sure to do that as well, because that's also a really cool one. I've been watching your updates. Win Void Hunt raffle sponsor. Also don't have an exact win yet, but we'll see what we can do. I heard there might be a flocking bird of sorts that might be interested in doing something, maybe. So we'll see how things work out. All right, this last question that I'm going to take, are we considering adding PvP to Crystal Vale in the near future? Is there a certain period of time that the focus has to be on metas per contract? So I'm going to answer this in backwards order. Yes, there is a certain amount of time that metas has exclusive rights to PvP. So obviously we will not be considering adding it to Crystal Vale until after that exclusivity period, at which point we could at least consider it. That exclusivity period is 18 months from each part. So private matches, tournaments, and then the self-hosted tournaments. So, we have not hit the first one yet. We haven't hit the private match 18 months yet. And then we obviously have longer until tournaments. I had the numbers until I tried to remember them. I think we've got a few months left on private matches, and then like 6 months or so on tournaments, and then 7 or 8 on the self-hosted tournaments. So there is still a chunk of time related to that exclusivity before we could consider moving it elsewhere. Related to this question, but I'm going to hand this piece to Hubert. Hubert, if we were to add PvP to Crystal Vale, any anticipation on what would happen to like the influence and influence system and heroes that would currently be on Metis?
I think that is a very huge, it depends. If there's a path where everything is moved and like the Metis piece is not there anymore, like that's one possible outcome, and in that case I think things would probably be set up in a similar way, where that could sorry, I'm kind of losing my train of thought a little bit and watching this fight, because Ibla has really kept Superb Owl on his toes here, but yeah, so I guess in that eventuality, like if it happened that way, then I think I'd still like to keep the influence system as it is, so you'd still be staking your heroes and not being able to use them to summon with and whatnot, because that was kind of one of the main value adds with that system, was to kind of lock up Gen Zeros and other heroes and kind of reduce hero inflation. So I wouldn't really want to do away with that. If it were something where we were to have PvP in multiple places, I think we could still even do it that way too, and just have influence in multiple places and have it work that way. And then just gets a little bit complicated, because then people need to move their heroes around, and it's like you can do PvP here or PvP there, which I don't know that would be a very good user experience. So yeah, but all that is just kind of speculation on the fly here by me. I think things could go any which way, and it could be completely different even if we were to kind of separate things out. So it's hard to say really, but at least that's all hypothetical.
Most definitely. Was that a cool forfeiting there, Winston?
Yeah, it looks like he lost a hero, and he just got out of there. He figured he'd
it had been a rough one for him for sure.
Yeah, he's getting knocked around. We got Spasvogel and Dragonfly Tail here. Looks pretty even still, I would say. So stick around and watch this one, see how it goes.
Nice. Let's see. we have a handful of just random meaningless questions, but we're going to take them anyway before we show you guys something cool, because why not? Hubert, the first one goes to you. Do you wear toe socks to bed?
Not to bed, but I do wear them. Not right now either. As long as I'm inside the house, I guess I will have them on in the house if I had gone outside and took my shoes off coming in, and I was maybe going to go somewhere again later. But toe socks are the best. Vibram 5 fingers are the best. Everyone is wrong for wearing any other kind of shoes. That's all.
Yeah, all right, I'm wrong. If anybody has a response to how much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood, Hubert, have you done the math?
I wish I had known about this question so I could have thought about it on the fly. I have not.
Fair enough.
I might have done it though if
It's 5.
5 wood.
I thought 42 was the answer to everything.
Oh yeah, Styx has an excuse. I saw those toes, and it was. I think we need to contact Vibram to make a special brand, like a special series for him.
Winston, I got a few questions that were specifically submitted for you. The first one is, after so many years, how do you manage to stay so sexy?
Well, there's a silly answer and a serious answer, so I will do the serious answer first. That's what I'm going to do. So, in my opinion, I think sexiness is exuding confidence, and it doesn't necessarily have to be like confidence that you're the best or whatever. Confidence can come from like, no matter what happens out there, I'm going to be okay. And then I kind of feel like one of the most important, I guess there's two things here. So confidence being important, but the more important thing is expectation, because it's one thing that can really degrade your confidence is if you set expectations that are ridiculous. It's like if I thought that the chef Giada, I can't think of her last name, if I thought that she was a beautiful person and I wanted to go and meet her, I wouldn't go in to meet her expecting like she's going to fall in love with me and she's going to want to go do a bunch of stuff. She's going to think that I'm super attractive. I'm going to go in there and just like try to meet somebody that I think is cool. And, if that vibe works for her, maybe, we'll get a little crazy, see what happens. But that's what I would say. So I think that the two most important pieces of sexiness is going to be confidence second, and then I think expectation, because that confidence is going to be very hard to maintain if your expectation is constant victory when it's not really up to you. Someone else might not be attracted to what you're doing, and yeah, there you go, that's it. And the silly reason is eyebrows, dude. Look at this. See this? Eyebrows.
I think I might be leaving my wife for you now, Winston.
Because of the eyebrows?
Oh yeah,
she got weak eyebrows. You can just draw them on, dude. I know a lot of women that just draw powerful eyebrows on.
Oh man, I have a story about that, but I am not going to tell it.
Yeah, it sounds like you might not should. Hubert's going to get himself in trouble this AMA.
It's not related to my wife, but anyway.
Oh, okay. Well, then you're fine.
She probably doesn't listen, right?
Anyway,
she's like sitting in the room with you right now.
Louder, and then she'll hear that one way or another. Winston, next question for you. Why has bacon been even more popular than Swayze?
I think, wow, this is actually pretty poignant. This could mean something here, so pay attention, guys. Swayze, in life and in our tournaments, lived a short life. He succumbed to, what was it, throat cancer or some kind of horrible cancer that just eats you alive, and that's not exactly what happened to our tournaments, but Kevin Bacon flourishes to this day. He's out there footloosing and doing whatever he needs to do to bacon out. And I think that applies to his tournaments as well. I think that, one day we'll lose Kevin Bacon and then we'll have to find some new, John Lovitz or something will be our new tournament host. Ooh, looks like Dragonfly Tales took level up down. Let's see, what was the other one? I have not been paying attention to the other one. Oh, I don't even have it open. Whoops a daisy. That's going to be my bad. It looks like, oh no, we did have it open. That's right, Ibla won. That's right, we did have it open. So it's going to be Ibla against Dragonfly Tales coming up.
That's
you got 7 minutes to vote on that. 100 jewel to chop up.
That is that's a pretty good final matchup there, I gotta say.
Yeah, I mean, it's about as
for that to load in. Oh, there it goes. Okay.
Yeah,
I was getting worried.
Real quick, while we have the 7 minutes, Winston, will you do me a favor and go to MellowDFK.com?
You are muted.
No, I won't.
Okay.
Just kidding.
We're going to take a side trip for a minute and check out MellowDFK that Mellow Fellow has been working on, because this is another really cool newer tool that has come to light. And so there's all kinds of really cool stuff in here. If you would, Winston, go to the guides, because this is one of my favorite parts of this site. So there's just all kinds of how-to guides, which is super helpful for new players or returning players or players who maybe just want to see if they have ways to kind of step up their game a little bit. So there's all kinds of different like how-to guides. Obviously the economy tab that covers a bunch of different stuff. But he's got an equipment restoration calculator as well, and some different like NFT overviews, so you can do different searches for like different pets. You can do hero matching, which I know a lot of people used a tool that ADFK had made that I believe is offline now. So if you're looking for a new hero matching tool, you can use MellowDFK for your summoning odds, which is super helpful always for those who don't like to just degen summon, even though that is indisputably the most fun way to summon. But to Mellow's point earlier of needing an entire AMA, he is not wrong. You would need an entire AMA to cover everything that's in here. But I just wanted to take a minute and hit some highlights while we had a moment, because there is a lot of really, really cool stuff in MellowDFK as well. So I wanted to give it a shout out. I should have actually talked about it probably at least a few weeks ago. So I apologize, Mellow Fellow, for being off the ball on that. But make sure you check out these tools. They're super useful, and they are free to use, although you can always tip generously to their creators who put in their time for it. But yeah, super cool, super useful tools. So I just wanted to take a moment and at least touch on that one while we were here. And back over to one last question while we wait on this final match to start, and then we will do our show and tell for the day. But Winston, last question before show and tell. Are there any plans for you to shave your beard?
No plans. So I haven't like put a razor to it in like probably over 20 years. So I've definitely trimmed it, and I kind of maintain it, with like electric clippers kind of thing. But no, it's just a part of it is laziness. It's like to shave, like to go clean shaven, you kind of have to continue it. It's like, oh, go clean shaven for one day. I don't know if any one of you has done that recently, but it sucks. If you keep shaving it, it is a better experience. But yeah, just shaving it off and letting it grow back sucks, dude. That's like 5 days of like your face. It's hard to explain if you haven't experienced it. It doesn't feel good though. So, no, I don't think so. Probably not anytime soon. I like it. The wife likes it. This year, so sometimes in the winter, I'll actually let it grow longer. Like this is just like my cruising altitude. But in the wintertime, sometimes it's really cold, and I'll let it get longer. And so there's all this. There's gray in it now. That's kind of not new, but in the last few years, and I haven't really let it grow long in the last couple of years. So letting it grow out now, it's probably going to be quite a sight to see. You know, like some GQ type beard shit. Not like not quite on the level with Mr. Zipper, but yeah, it'll be a beard.
Zipper does have a great beard. So does Magnus. I think
Well, that's true.
Hubert, I think, is one of the only one of us that tends to be clean shaven.
When I get around to it, I mean, I'm stubble boy a lot of the time, but yes, yeah, I am very. I tried it once; it was not good. It just too patchy, and it's not thick enough, and it's it's not good.
Not for everybody, you know. Did you guys hear about that dude who got a beard transplant and he died from it?
Nope.
That's actually all I know about it, so it might not even be true. It might be like one of those weekly world news types of situations.
Interesting. Yeah, mine is also just steadily getting grayer. That's the main thing that's happening.
Oh man, I got to go back to this here. Like he didn't die from the beard transplant. He took his own life because it was such a disaster.
Oh God.
Yikes. I guess if you're getting a beard transplant in the first place, you're probably not.
I mean, I do feel like you could
right
make
back
the
to
argument-
confidence, you know, right back to expectations.
I do feel like you could still make the argument that he died from the beard transplant, though. I'm just gonna say it.
Yeah, all right. I mean, it killed him as much as anything else, so that's fair.
Yeah.
I have seen some videos that usually have the recorder, that music from Titanic, the bad recorder version of it that comes up, where it's kind of the
song.
yeah, that one. Where like this magnificent beard guy goes and gets his beard shaved off, and then just like that guy had no chin at all, and he shouldn't have done that.
I think I've seen that one, yeah.
Magnificent beard guy though, like he needed to grow that back. Why'd he do it?
How quickly can this beard return?
It's like when all the images started coming out when Jason Momoa shaved his beard for Dune. Everybody was freaking out.
I think Jason Momoa pulls that off okay.
Yeah.
Another set of great eyebrows, actually, if you take a good look at them. Great eyebrows.
I can't say as I ever have, but I will have to now.
You can't go wrong with Jason Momoa, really.
Check that.
I mean, that's fair, yeah. Not to change the topic here, but I think it's time for a little show and tell, Hubert. So I'm going to give you this last question, and then, we'll see what happens from there. Any sneak peeks into Ragnarok, any kind of image or anything that you would be willing to share?
Sure. Just since it's been kind of light for a while, and there's been questions that have been related to what we're going to show, that this is also related, but there have been more specific questions in the past where I've kind of alluded to it. But I figured might as well just kind of show some of the things that would be kind of coming along, improvements to the game. Well, it's just really one thing that we're going to show, but it's a pretty major thing, and something that's kind of slated to go out along with Ragnarok. It's not all the way done at this point and implemented, but it has had a good chunk of work put into it at this point. So I wanted to share our upcoming UI change in the combat system. And here it is. So I think there might be a few things that are going to be a little different than what you see here. This is just kind of an example, and I think there's at least one thing I can see that doesn't make exact sense with it. But this is just a mock-up. It doesn't actually match everything. But the idea here is that first off, with the current UI, like you can't really see what your opponents have, and the icons are very small, and not the native size of the icons. So we wanted to change things up so like everything was the right native size, larger size, easier to work with, hopefully also easier to work with for mobile. And also giving you the ability to click on any combatant on there and it would switch over to them. You'd see their skills, be able to see what, like if they have a combo active that we would be able to use on their next turn. Also being able to see their battle budget, what potions they have, and kind of having just a more concise and meaningful layout with not a lot of kind of wasted space and whatnot. So that's kind of the idea here. We have kind of, when you click on something, it will have that thing slide out. So it will kind of indicate, like slide, I guess I should say, slide towards the middle, where that will, so you'll know which thing you're looking at as far as what their skills are and whatnot. And then the kind of highlight arrow that is there would kind of be an indication of like whose turn it is, which is not accurate to what's being shown on the screen here. It shows like 2 of them with arrows, which would not ever happen. But again, this is a mock-up, and also like the one on the hero side that is with the arrow is not actually the heroes whose turn it is in the actual thing. So again, it's a mock-up. But yeah, so this is kind of something we've been, it's been in the works for a long time. Like we've had the art assets for it for quite a while. It just has been something that has been harder to make a priority. But like I said, there has been work going into actually implementing this. And it is also like future thinking as well. So we also have the little equipment swapping for subclasses. It has a space for that as well. And I think as level caps increase, there may be need at some point to kind of have a second page of some things potentially, but I think for a very long time that won't be an issue. But down the road it could become something where we need to have there be a way to like see another row of stuff. But yeah, and no, the attack is just attack. The melee and range thing that's there is showing when we have subclasses, you'll be able to swap between your first and second weapons, and the icon that is shown there would be what weapons you actually have equipped, the weapon types. So in this case, it's an example of saying they have a sword and they have a bow as their secondary weapon.
It's just a mock-up.
It's just a mock-up. So
everybody's zoomed in times 1,000 just going pixel by pixel looking for some kind of sneak peek at something.
Yeah, and the time bar did get a little bit of an update to match the theme change a little bit as well, as you can see up there. Yeah, I think that's it. That's so that's slated to come with Ragnarok. I'm very much looking forward to seeing that in action. I think it'll be a huge improvement. It'll hopefully speed up, like give you enough information that you really don't need to rely on the log as much. So like being able to see like what was the last action that a combatant did, and also being able to see if they have a combo that would be active for the following turn. I think those things are kind of really big things that up until now people just have to like run over to the log to kind of double check what happened, and there's a lot of text there and sometimes it's hard to find and parse. So trying to make all of those pain points go away and just improve the whole thing. So what we had with the initial combat system is really like the first generation of the UI. Like when we very, very first built the combat system, we didn't actually change it much at all from like what we kind of first came up with. So it's been in need of a refresh for quite a long time, I think. And I've always been kind of bothered by the shrunken icons and not being able to see the art for the icons very well. So I think this is going to be a huge improvement.
Hell yes. Yeah, super exciting, and yeah, it's cool to get to show it off because it's been conceptualized for a little bit now. So yeah, something to look forward to, and really appreciate you, Hubert, providing the sneak peek and kind of talking through it and explaining what some of those key differences are. Winston read my mind. Oh, final batch is already over. Wow. All right. That
Yeah,
was
that
a
one went
quick
quick,
one.
I guess.
Yeah.
Whoops. Should have watched that instead of showing that alpha.
I'm sure the audience does not agree, but yeah, that one was a quick one because it's only been 7 minutes and it's already over. So kudos to, was it Ebla that took it home, Winston?
Yeah, that's right.
Kudos to Ebla for taking the win on that, and shout out to all of the participants in today's AMA tournament. We are going to go into our wrap up. So thank you to everybody who fought in that tournament. Thank you to all of you who have tuned in live and those who will listen to this recording later. Shout out Winston and Hubert for being here with me and making this a fun time. And who am I forgetting? Oh, special thank you to all of those who asked questions for us to answer in these AMAs, particularly those that ask questions of Winston. Make sure you keep those questions coming in the AMA questions channel in Discord so that we can keep answering them for you all. And yeah, glad to see so much excitement and positive feedback on what is, as a reminder, just a mock-up, not exactly how it will look, but a really cool concept and something that we're really excited for as well. With that, Winston, I'm going to go to you first this time, actually. Any final thoughts? Anything you'd like to share? The floor is yours.
Thank you. Yeah, going first is delightful. Yeah, thanks everybody for playing with us and hanging out and having fun with these off seasons and different hosted tournaments. It looks like Ibla pulled a very serious explosion, and that's what kind of pushed him over the line here. It made Dragonfly Tales wizard very weak, and he was able to snipe him out. So, but yeah, thanks. If anyone was counting, I didn't tell Terry to be quiet even one time, so I might have to actually. So he's been being pretty good today. We're doing good over here. But yeah, thanks for playing with us. Thanks for hanging out. We're just gonna keep building and keep cooking, and we appreciate you guys.
Hell yeah. Hubert, over to you, and the sign off is yours.
Alrighty. Yeah, it does look like, also I think in that previous game too, I think the clencher was that explosion berserker. So that's a pretty scary berserker over there. But yeah, it was really cool to see the development of those tools from Mellowfellow and Germ Curry. Really always very happy to see our community contribute to the overall experience of DFK through making these tools, through participating in tournaments, through making their own tournaments, and being such a lively community. Appreciate all you guys so much. And we did spill some beans on that new UI change. Again, it's slated to come with Ragnarok, so there's not like a very, very like next week type of thing or anything like that. But it has been something that I've been very excited to get out, and finally we have some focus on it. So that's I think it would solve a lot of the pain points you guys have been very vocal about the different issues with the combat system, and I hope this will solve many of those issues. So yeah, and then just we continue to build. We love this game, and just want to see it be as successful as we can. So always looking at where we can improve things, and just trying to use our resources as best as we can to get there. So appreciate everyone, and Balash!
Balash!
Thank you, everybody, and we will see you next week.
DeFi Kingdoms, where you can summon heroes, trade with other players, quest, and fight challenging enemies in a fantasy world brought to life in pixel art animation. Command your legion, claim your legacy.